Hope you're staying warm on this Tuesday. I want to do just a little housekeeping before we transition into the snow that's going to arrive late tonight, early tomorrow. Now, this is our January 26th almanac, but that's our precipitation specifically from January 25th. That 1.31 inches recorded at Joplin Regional Airport means we broke a record for January 25th. Previous record, 0.94 inches that dated back to 1989. That's a pretty fair amount there for January as a whole, as we've now eclipsed the 3-inch mark. A look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Yeah, it's kind of one of those blah days outside, thanks in part to the cloud cover, but we have been able to get rid of the snow that we had on the eastern edge of southwest Missouri. Still a little bit of mist out there, but it's not going to impact travel, even though we find our temperatures below 30 degrees. Kind of got lucky past couple of days. Ground nice and warm, did a little soil temperature check, and don't need to worry about anything freezing over, at least for this afternoon. That's going to change, though, by the time we get into tomorrow. 31 in Pittsburgh, 33 in Anderson, and 30 right now in Chanute. Wind is shifted, going to come in from the north here, and we also saw it increase to double digits. Died down a little bit in Nevada. Joplin hasn't been too bad, but we do see Chanute and Independence at 10 degrees. And look at the big variety of temperatures we have, as Grove and Anderson, 34 and 32 for wind chills. I mean, that's not too bad at all for January, but then we've got 19 in Iola, and Yates Center, Fort Scott, barely hanging on to the 20s. So let's go ahead and reset here because we've got some national storms to talk about. Late last night, about in between 10 and 11 our time, massive storm system rolled through Alabama, spawning a tornado just on the north side of Birmingham. An updated injury report, 30 people with serious injuries, and also the storm blamed for one person's death, multiple structures, including hotels, churches, and the casualty actually from a house where a person was trapped in the basement with their family and their small children. Now, small children, they were able to make it out. It was the adult parent who did not. So we'll continue to update that story as we progress through the week because the National Weather Service has not given an indicator as of yet the severity nor strength of the tornado. On top of that, we've got multiple winter storms in the contiguous 48. This one wrapping around the Great Lakes all the way to the East Coast. Then we've got one that originated down here in the southwestern portion of the United States in the trough of the jet stream. So when we talk about our watches and warnings full scale, we're looking at more than 110 million Americans that are in the midst of a watch or warning of some type associated with these storms. Now, as this thing graduated over to the Great Lakes, we were able to lose that line of winter weather warnings that we had that stretched really from about Kansas City all the way through Ohio to central Pennsylvania. So that's a little bit of good news right there. But I mean, even though this is mountainous region, we usually don't see a whole lot of purple out there in California as far as what they go. Now, we've been able to avoid the winter weather, even advisories. So even though we've got a little snow coming, doesn't look like it's going to be too bad. Highs today stuck in the mid-30s, hopefully a peak of some blue sky, about the best we're going to be able to do. But it's more important to talk about what develops this afternoon in central Kansas. That's when the snow comes in from the southwest right there, really not upon us until early Wednesday morning. Now, once it does, we'll get some serious snow, not like the flurries that we saw this morning. It actually could get up to as much as an inch of accumulation. I think that's where we'll max out. But I also think it's important to point out we don't see a whole lot of freezing rain on this model right here. If we do see any, it's probably going to be along and south of I-44. It's not going to be an all-day affair. This thing's going to kick out by the afternoon hours, and it'll stick around for a day. Like I said, inch of snow, it's not too bad for this time of year, but then it's going to melt quick because we're going to be pushing 50 on Thursday and high 50s on Friday.
Well, I can't wait till it warms up because it's cold out there right now, that's for sure.
It's going to be one of those things that I think Thursday is going to feel a little weird when we get sunshine and 50-degree weather and we're like, why is there snow on the ground?
Yeah. We'll take it. All right, thanks, Michael.